I think, in line with what we're saying, one very difficult thing in being a carer is that some people think that you're supposed to be the expert on everything. One of the key values, coming to the fourth one, with this way of working, is become the apprentice. What that actually means is that we believe that the person in care is the world's expert on his or her own life. Not the doctor, not the social worker, not the nurse. And that we have a lot to learn from this person about what their problem is and what the solution to it might be. Any comment or feelings around that?
I think that really came across with Phil, the way he was engaging in the questioning. He was really, genuine curiosity came across, and he wasn't patronising or judging. He was saying, "Oh, right," it's like he's finding out for the first time about this person.
I mean, hopefully the road to recovery is in there somewhere. It's just got to come out of the story and everyone put everything together. And
I suppose you could say that the nurse was actually dealing with a talking exercise book, because exercise books don't talk back to you, do they, really? And if you put the right encouragement in, you get the right things out, and that showed in a way, because if you look right to the end, that a patient, or Jack, was actually relaxed. He looked as if he was in more control than the first time we see him, where he was trying to exit the interview before it started. But he looked as if he wanted that to go on.
I think from that, I think what I would have liked the nurse to have done to tie the interview up was just to give him a little bit of hope as to what would happen next, and sort of advising, well, this has taken a lot out of you. Go and have another cup of tea and think about this, and if there's any questions, you'll be able to deal with it the next time. But there just didn't seem to be any sort of debriefing. So it was like he'd spoke.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say when he might come and see Jack again, give a specific time.
Because he's his ally, isn't he?
Yes,
now?
and he did say that another nurse would be coming to see him tomorrow, but again he didn't give a time
For that
day. Nurse, and he didn't give any indication of whether he would come and see Jack personally himself again or not. He didn't say.
Because when there's like the chaos of mental distress inside your head, it's good to have some sort of firm anchorage to carry on the tidal model metaphors, to somewhere that you can, a starting point at least, some sort of...
But isn't there some sort of tension here, which maybe is just part of the inherent nature of the kind of work we're doing to help people? Isn't there a tension between seeing the service user as basically the world's expert in their own life, and the view that it is actually the psychiatrist or the nurse or the social worker who really knows what it's all about, and that actually it's only to the degree that the patient sort of does what the doctor and other people say that they're going to get well?
Well, the patient may be the expert in his own right, but he obviously not going to find the solutions himself. That's what he needs the professionals for, surely.
Yeah. Trying to find out what you think about that.
Well, I suppose I think we all recognise that even experts can be wrong, and sometimes because the patient service user is the expert in their own life and know more about their own life and can tell us, in the so-called, some of us at least, in the helping professions, what they're experiencing. That's the key to actually getting alongside them to assist them to change things in positive ways. We don't help by imposing our set of labels or our understandings on their experience, because in my experience they just reject it. But because it is a bit of a conundrum, it is a bit like squaring the circle, because we're saying yes, they are the world's expert on their own life. On the other end, they're detained under the Mental Health Act in a place they don't want to be, being subject to a regime that they're not really interested in. But I think you can square the circle.
I think when I was trapped in my own sort of cycle of despair and depression and stuff like that. I couldn't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. Really, emotionally intelligent professionals who I was lucky enough to engage with actually gave me that little glimmer of hope, and so that they were acting more as a facilitator and an enabler for me to see what was hidden from me at that time, which was, that there is a solution, and in my case it was a different mindset, a different way of seeing things. And although I know I was expert on all the suffering and everything, I needed somebody really to give me a little bit of indication that there was some hope. Not false hope, but, realistic. And it's important for the professional, I think, to be honest but about their limitations as professionals as well, but at the same time, working together as a team to so that you can get back the power and control over your own life.